second competition one, and then the pistol cabinet. Yeah.
Well,
So-
you're certainly making it easier for these venues, for sure.
It has to be approachable and doable because it's a volunteer-driven sport across the shooting community. You know, there's no real organizations that have the manpower to do this. So God bless the volunteers that are out there.
Yeah.
And as a match director, I know and appreciate them every day.
So how does the whole volunteer RSOs, how is all that piece? Is there some type of course they've got to go to? How does, if I want to sit there and host a match at my range, what's that whole process look like?
So to
Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of On the Range Podcast with Warhog Tactical and Kelley Defense. I am Mark Kelley from KelleyDefense.com, and joined with me, as always, is my co-host and friend from Warhog.com, Rick Hogg. How's it going, buddy?
Man, Mark, it's going great. Just want to thank you, the viewer, listener, for giving us your most precious commodity, your time to tune in. We've got Chad with the NRA, and he's going to talk about the American Rifle Challenge. So, Chad, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. It's a real privilege to be here.
Yeah, buddy. So, kind of what we know a little bit about this, you guys are starting a new competition, AR-based. We've got basically our level 1 and our level 2. So our level 1, if I understand it correctly, it's about 2 hours in the classroom and then about 6 hours in the range getting some proficiency with our AR platform.
That would be for the actual training course. It's a full-day course, so that's the breakdown of it. But if you just wanted to go to a level 1 match, the relay itself for all 4 stages of level 1, which is consistent throughout the program, is about 2 hours.
Okay. So I'm going to go to practice score. I'm going to sign up for wherever that match is at. Then from there, obviously, there'll be some range nuances, right? However I check in. What's kind of the procedure for, I'm the new, I've never been to a match before. I've got my rifle. Am I keeping it bagged? Am I flagging it? What's my proper carry positions to kind of get to whatever stage I need to go to start? Do I have to place it in a rifle rack? How is all that piece working out?
So when you sign up for that match for the first time and you're unaware, best to find out from the club host or wherever that match is going to be what they want you to do, okay? But in the rules, it's written that every rifle shall be unloaded and cleared and have an empty chamber indicator inserted. I actually have one with me. I just happen to have a demo one. It's actually branded. But what this is, it actually goes inside the chamber. So that way it can stick out with the bolt closed, and that way everybody in the range knows that that firearm is safe and clear, okay? All right, but you can take your rifle from stage to stage, bagged in a cart, or even just slung. Now, the level 1 match, you're required to have a sling on your firearm at all times. So you can just let it hang.
Perfect.
Awesome.
And then one piece before we kind of get into what each of the stages are the participants helping? So like a regular match, you're going to go down, help, pace targets, do all that stuff. Are participants still doing that, or how's that piece working?
The simplicity of this with electronic scoring, and you only have these 2 types of target, or this type of target right here for a level 1 match. You're actually going to have 2 per competitor because you are going to have some shots left and some shots right. You will be doing transitions. Once each stage is done, you'll go down, score, and repace. So it's all electronic scoring, simple rings, down 1, down 2, down 3, down 5 if it's a miss. All we'll do is tape them. So taping and resetting is really simple.
Okay, so that's on the competitor then. Go down, he'll verify the score.
Yeah, they'll sit there with the scorekeepers because you'll have your range safety officers with you, plus a match director calling the line. Everything's done on command. It's really simple and smooth because the lines can be as big as 6 people all the way up to 12, depending on the length or width of the range and the capacity. But about 12 is a good average for a club match.
Okay, so stage 1, what does that consist of?
Stage 1, we're going to go right up to the firing line at 10 yards. Big difference.
10 yards.
Yep. We're going to watch our offset. People are going to get a shock there.
Okay.
We're going to do simple loading and unloading drills. So, you're going to unload through the chamber down the bore, right? Load up your firearm. We're going to do a 1 shot and a time limit. Everything's par time for the first 3 stages.
Okay.
So that means if you have X number of rounds in X number of seconds, that's all you have. You get no benefit by shooting faster.
Okay.
It's about marksmanship fundamentals. So at 10 yards, we're going to work on that coming up, taking your first sight, picture snapshots. We're going to work on transitions from left to right. We're going to do some sustained fire, like 5 shots on each target. That way you're getting your repetitive shots. And then the other thing, we're going to do some reload drills, and that's going to be empty chamber reloads. So you're going to fire one, you'll be dry, reload real quick, fire another one.
So what's kind of our timeline? So I come up there. Obviously, we've got 12 shooters online. Go ahead and load and make ready. We'll all load up our blaster. We're going to be down at a low ready position I'm taking.
Yep.
Going to probably give me a shooter ready standby. audible tone, we come up, fire one shot. How many times are we doing that?
You're only going to do that once or twice.
Okay.
And that way you progress that crawl, walk, run. So this way it gives a great opportunity for everybody in the line to be up close to the berm. So we're not 100 yards back shooting over the top of the berm if somebody doesn't understand their sight alignment, sight picture, or maybe they're, it's a brand new firearm. Do they even have a zero? And we can discover all that up close on the berm, so that way everybody's nice and safe.
Okay.
And once we do that, then we can start working back through stages 2 and 3, which now work from 150 back to 25. Then we do some movement drills in stage 3.
Okay.
And then stage 4 is the fun one.
Okay, so stage 1, I'm doing my ready ups. I'm doing a target index.
Transition. And then a...
well, we call
I'm sorry.
We call it index, right?
In my brain.
Because if I say transition, I should have a primary. I'm transitioning to a secondary.
Gotcha.
So just Warhog verbiage, right?
Gotcha.
Just so we're clarity. We're doing a 5-shot drill. And then we're doing a 1-in-1 speed magazine change. Okay, so then we transition from there over to stage 2. So once we're done, go ahead, unload and show clear. RO comes down, verifies everyone's clear.
We'll flag them. Flag them, let them hang.
Flags go back in, and then we're scoring our targets. We'll paste everything back up, and then we're moving on to stage 2.
Right up.
And then what's stage 2? So stage 2 is at 100.
Well, stage 2 is a positions, is what we're going to work now.
Oh, okay.
Are we back? Are we back at 100, or we're still at 10?
Well, we're going to go to 100 and then work our way back to the targets. That way, as soon as we're done at 25, we can score them.
Okay.
So you're going to go back to 100, and because of the distance now, and what's funny is you're looking at this target here. This is scaled out for 10 feet equals that 10 yards. Okay. This is what that target looks like if you're dry firing at 12 and a half feet, that tiny little dot. So that's what that 100-yard looks like.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to get down. We're going to give you a prep time. So you're going to get a couple minutes. You can use a shooting mat, laying on the ground, and we're going to do our prone firing.
Okay.
Once you're done with that, and it's just 10 shots, prone, 45 seconds.
Okay.
We're going to roll right up to the 50. We're going to work on kneeling and sitting because what do those two positions have in common? We need stability and mobility. So if you don't need to be mobile, you can sit. If you need mobility, maybe you need to kneel.
So that's shooter's choice then?
No, you're going to do both.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
We're going to do it. That way you can, because one target will be left target and the other target will be right. Which position worked better for you? So that helps out.
Okay.
And then
that's also 10 rounds?
That's all of these in stage 2 are 10 rounds. So there's 40 shots, 20 shots per target.
Okay.
All right.
And then the final piece?
Final piece will go 25 yards. And what do you think we're going to do?
We're going to go offhand.
Standing offhand. All right. At a 4-inch circle at 25 yards. Giant. It's
Easy.
huge.
All day long.
Nice.
Okay.
And then we'll go to stage 3.
Okay.
Stage 3. So what we're going to do from there, we'll unload, show clear, let them hang, go score, go right back to 25.
Okay.
Then we're going to do standing to kneeling because it's all about movement now.
Okay.
So standing, kneeling, you'll shoot 5, drop your knees, shoot 5 more. And then we're going to walk them up one at a time now, still par time. And if you have a big line, you can go from end to end or go like shooter number or competitor number 1 and competitor number 6, and everybody work their way down.
Sure.
We're going to take that person up to the 20-yard line. We're going to march them from 20 to 15 while they shoot 5 rounds while advancing, and then from 15 to 10 while advancing. Unload, show clear, let it hang, go back, then bring the next person up. So that one takes a little bit, but because everybody fired in that first par time, it's really quick.
Okay.
So, and then from there, we go to the fun one because all those are par times. It was all about accuracy. Okay. Now it's about speed and accuracy. So we're going to use the barricade. You're going to have 12 shots limited. Now you're on the timer. So now it introduces that this is the par time, how to take commands. We can do it off the buzzer. But now it's on me to be fast and accurate. So we have a pyramid barricade. You're going to go around it. They're all numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we have a triangle in the middle. That's position number 6. You're going to shoot 2 rounds there and then back 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 around the pyramid at a 12-inch steel plate at 100 yards. Only hits count.
Yep.
Every miss adds 10 seconds to your score.
Whoa.
I love 10 seconds.
the 10 seconds,
We do the same thing, 10 seconds, because 10 seconds hurts.
Yeah.
10
You can miss as fast as you want. It don't count.
10 seconds hurts.
Eat
So that's for an overall time.
Yes.
So
time plus penalty.
Right. But you're still going to, if I end up shooting 11 at a minute, it's going to be a minute 10 because I had that miss.
Right.
So how does the scoring work? So
for all the other 3 stages?
Yes.
We're going to take all your penalties. So inside this, and unfortunately it's kind of small, I don't know if you can pick it up on the camera, your inner ring is 4 inches.
Yep.
Okay. The outer black is 8. The single ring here is 12 inches. So center, down 0.
Clean.
Next ring, 1. Okay.
1 second?
1 second.
Okay.
Next one, 3. I'm sorry, maybe it's 2, 3, 5. I have to go back to the book. Been doing a lot of talking lately.
Yeah.
Always have the book with you because the book's never wrong.
Yep.
But yeah, that adds points to it. That's time penalties.
Right.
So in essence, what we're doing, stage 4 gives us a base time. If I'm working the scoring correctly, and then my other 3 stages, however much plus time, would be added to that. That would give me my overall.
Yep.
Hey, let's say I had my 110 for my 1 miss on stage 4. I've got 10 more seconds of penalties in there. I'm at 120. That's my score.
There it is.
All right. There's level 1.
Yep.
See, I can when we're sitting here explaining it to me, it could sound intimidating for a new competitor, but this one sounds like a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
It really does. And the pain of those 10-second penalties is
hurts.
Catastrophic.
Yep.
Every
It's
time
educational though.
100%.
Without a doubt. So because we have seen some of the competitions we do, because we do, 10 seconds. That 10 seconds, that marksmanship is the difference between being the winner and the first loser.
It also takes the gamemanship out of it too, because we've all seen where somebody's trying to cut an edge on a stage. If I miss this target, I just shoot at it and I'll just take the penalty points rather than trying.
Yeah.
In ARC, so that was the level 1. When we go to the level 2 courses, and by the way, you can use this target in a level 2. We have an optional phase to do it. But on steel at 100 is a different penalty than steel outside of 100.
Yeah.
Because now it should be, right? You should be able to hit that,
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different nuances to it, but the whole purpose of it is to get people out and explore the full capabilities of the platform.
Sure.
So
yeah. My biggest thing is just trying to get people that have never shot a match before. So, hey, if you're showing up day 1, what kind of expect? Obviously, the range staff there is going to give you a little bit of guidance, but having a general idea, hey, how am I transporting my firearms? What am I doing? So for a level 1 match, how many rounds am I needing?
Less than 100.
Okay.
And it was designed specifically that way to be approachable.
Yeah.
Also, if we can shoot this with a PCC, a pistol caliber carbine, that's just 2 boxes of 9mm.
Yeah.
If I'm a dad and got 4 kids and want to bring them out, I can afford to feed ammo to everybody.
That's a great point.
If I brought everybody and we all had to shoot 300 blackout, that could get a pricey day. Now I can only take 2 of my kids. The other one's better mow some lawns over the week to pay for next week's match.
Yeah.
But we can also do 22, correct?
Yes, we can. And the other thing, too, is we've scaled all of our targets for 25 yards. So if you've got an indoor facility or you have a small range,
you can do it there,
you can do it on 25 yards.
Wow.
Nice.
And for the new competitor, that's where the level 1 training class comes in. Because now you can take and be out there just with that group of 10 to 12, crawl, walk, run. Take them in the classroom, really explain how to go out there. What is unload, show, clear? How should I look away and then look back? Because we looked at it, we checked it.
Yep.
That's the loudest click in
Put
the world.
fresh eyes on it again,
So, refresh, get in there. And then what gear do I really need? This is the approachable part of this sport is I don't need to have, I can take my rifle the way it's set up right now and go, it'll fit in one of the 3 categories with 90% accuracy. But I don't need all the fancy magazine holders and all this other stuff. For ARC level 1, you can put the magazine in your pocket.
Yeah.
Because you're only reloading the one time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but what it does is it gets you prepared for all those fundamentals of marksmanship. What every person who owns a rifle should know. Then once you've mastered that or feel comfortable with that, if you want to keep shooting it, you can, because we have a distinguished path. So now we do a state level championship with 150 people shooting this. The top 10% will earn leg points towards a distinguished badge. And that's what we're going to do to keep you coming back to the fundamentals. But how about this? I pay $5,000 to go to a high-end training class, a patrol rifle class. I flew, hotels, rental car, meals, 2,000 rounds of ammo. That's a significant investment in my training. Can't afford to do that every year. The average person can't. Okay. How do I quantify if that training's working or not? Now I can go shoot an ARC level 1
firearms
match.
training notebook and see your...
Okay, I'll give you that. But this gives you a simple, with your peers, to keep you honest.
Yep.
You could go out there and say, wow, I am getting better, or, you know what, I'm sustaining. I've plateaued. How do I drive myself faster? And then, 3 years later, you take another class and then go shoot this performance standard again and go, wow, I can quantify, am I doing well or not?
Yeah.
But once you do that, though, then you get into level 2 stuff. And your range can do it however you need to do it for your range. If you want to shoot barricades, if you want to shoot from tables, benches, logs, prone, run around, that's where it can get really fun. And distance.
Yeah.
So level 2, I totally cut you off, Mark, but on a level 2, that would be a classic match, as people know. USPSA style, however, just using your targetry in there.
Yep. And we have a 2-gun component. So now you can still go rifle pistol.
Nice.
And that helps out because especially like, let's say you had a 100-yard or less range and you didn't want to put a lot of rifle steel out there. Mm-hmm. I can now make it a PCC only match, level 2. Just call it that. Make sure when you put it in your registration as a match director, this is all the calibers we're allowing. Because now we can shoot steel from 10 yards all the way out to 100. Yeah. Actually, a PCC will go out to 200 effectively. Yeah. I think everybody can agree on that.
Sure.
And I think that's one of the more excitable things about this is venues, all shapes and sizes, will be able to host this, especially with the scalable targets and things like that. I think that's going to open the door for those venues to want to bring that business in. Let's call it what it is. And I think it sounds a heck of a lot of fun too. But I just wanted to go over you talked about the rules and all these other things. Where can people find that at the touch of a website?
They can just go right to arc.nra.org.
Okay.
And on there, we actually have a resource tab that'll have locations where you can get the targets from.
Perfect.
It also has how-to videos. One of the videos we just posted and produced is 20 minutes long, and Chris Serino walks you through. We have him hosting it. We went out, shot the course of fire, cut it up. He explains what it is, so you can get that visual to prepare you before your first match. Yeah. And if you're hosting a match, what an option, great resource to do that. You can see that.
100%.
And for the competitor, I mean, let's think about it. And I hate to use the USPSA, but I'll use that a little bit. It's almost like you've got your classifiers. You know what they are. I can practice it, in my home range, kind of get my skills in tuned. Hopefully I don't fall under pressure, out there at the match. But it gets you in tune, definitely going, hey, are my skills there or not? So
that's the easy part of this. Yeah. And anybody can do it. But it's great, though, to challenge your friends with it. Here's what's really fun, though. It's the same level 1 through 4, whether you're hosting it. So now let's say, hey, we can't get together. Let's do a virtual match, my buddies and I. They go shoot the match over there. Now let's compare scores. Yeah. Or guys that, left the unit and they don't get the camaraderie anymore. Make, once a quarter, get together and post up your scores as a challenge to your buddies. Reach out, stay in tune, right? We got to do buddy checks on each other. Yeah. What a great way to get involved with friends and family across the country. And this year we're doing the Arc Across America Challenge. So now we're trying to get 250 clubs, a minimum of 5 clubs per state, to join in on this. I think that's an easy goal this year.
Sure.
And that's been the biggest thing right now is just getting clubs to host it. We got a lot of people who want to shoot it, but put it in that schedule because there is so much in the shooting community. But what do all those shooting communities require? When you talk about USPSA, that's a lot of legwork. IDPA, all of them, setting up those stages. This right here for a level 1, you're literally just putting up a line of these L1R targets. And we called it the L1R because hopefully soon there'll be an L1P. There'll be a pistol version of this, a sister program.
Yep.
For the folks who maybe don't have a rifle. I don't know who those folks are. Chances are if you own an AR, you probably own 2. And if you don't, you should.
You got 5. Yeah, that's right.
Well, you got to have the hunting one, the varmint one, the accuracy one, the competition one, the second competition one, and then the pistol. Yeah.
Well, you're certainly making it easier for these venues, for sure.
It has to be approachable and doable because it's a volunteer-driven sport across the shooting community. There's no real organizations that have the manpower to do this. So God bless the volunteers that are out there. And as a match director, I know and appreciate them every day.
So how does the whole volunteer RSOs, how is all that piece? Is there some type of course they've got to go to? How does, if I want to sit there and host a match at my range, what's that whole process look like?
So to host an ARC match at your range, chances are you're probably already shooting some type of action competition match, okay? The rules are really, really simple. You can download them. If you got any questions at all, shoot me an email at arcinfo@nrahq.org, and I'll answer that phone. I'll answer that email. I'll talk to you. We'll get you brought through. We are hosting a Match Director Summit this year here. Actually, in a couple weeks, it's completely full. We're going to be hosting more of them, but I think anybody who runs current action-style matches right now can download that book and get a match set up at their local place very, very simply. And that's the reason why we wrote it this simple. We've all started from different shooting sports and different matches and taken all those lessons learned and made it easy for the people to host. Because if it's not easy, then nobody's going to do the leg lift, if it's not approachable.
Yeah. So as far as, is there any, RO requirements? Hey, do you have to be NRA, you got to be USPSA, you just got to be...
Not right now.
Okay.
Not right now. Well, I'm going to leave it up to the clubs, okay? Every club has a CRSO, a Chief Range Safety Officer. They're going to put it to their board and say, hey, can we do this safely? Do we have the people? Obviously, they should go and run all their range officers through this first and make sure they got it down pat.
Yeah, good point.
Find a place that's hosting it, share the news, and that's where these folks from this first Match Director Summit are going to go out, and they're going to spread that gospel. And I think it's going to be really easy. And again, it's not hard. It's that approachable, that simple. We've got a gentleman showing up to the Match Director Summit. I've been shooting with him for a couple of years. He's in a wheelchair. He's the match director. He owns a range, and he's going to go out there at Camp Atterbury here in a couple of weeks, and he's going to go have fun, and he's going to start hosting matches. So
that's great.
Awesome.
If he can do it, and nobody else has got an excuse. I don't want to hear it, you know. And why do we all do this, though? We do it for the love of the sport, the passion of sharing our knowledge, and there's nothing more fun than watching somebody who maybe is apprehensive, maybe timid, go up there and hit success, and when they're ringing steel at that stage 4, they're like, wow, I just shot 100 yards prone, learned all my positions. I'm going to do better next time, but I hit that steel 8 times out of 10 or 12 or whatever, and they get excited.
They get excited, but then they also have the aspect of other shooters watching, hey, man, check it out. I saw you miss because you did this or you did some type of movement prior to the shot, right? So they're getting added feedback from that community. So it's a win-win.
I get that from watching other shooters, too.
Yeah.
So, literally, like when I first got involved in sanctioned real live matches, and I was an RO at the time, I got to host Jerry Micklick and watch him shoot. And I'm like running the timer for the pro squads and everybody else through there. And I'm like, okay, that's where they cut time off. And that's, okay, I can shoot just as well as them, but all the stuff in between the shooting.
Where are you trimming the fat at? And that's where they're the masters. That's where they're the masters at.
Yeah.
So,
Ribeyes are good for you, I'm just saying.
I agree.
Well, it's certainly exciting, and we're excited for it. So repeat that website one more time for the listeners.
arc.nra.org.
Perfect.
And we'd love to see you out the Faces of Freedom Regional Championship in Rapid City. It's going to be announced here shortly with registration. What a great place to go. See the Faces of Freedom, right? Celebrate and exercise your rights through competition, guys.
Yeah.
That's what we're all about with NRA 2.0 this year, all right?
Chad, spot on, buddy. I appreciate you coming on. Appreciate you explaining kind of the program to everybody. Hopefully you guys, new shooters out there, you're not intimidated. Go out and shoot an arc match and go from there.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah.
For all you viewers and listeners out there, make sure you go to ontherangepodcast.com and check out the website and see all the videos and audio we have in there. And also check out OTR Crew because the show continues on the crew members page, Rick.
And for the rest of you guys, don't forget, train hard, stay safe, and we'll see you on the range.